Forget the Unbreakable Grimaldus explained by an Australian. Let's go.
G'day guys and gal. Warhammer is loaded.
Real quick before we get into it, y'all see how like YouTube changed up like their little outlet, like their little UI and stuff like that? I actually kind of like that. That's actually fire.
Full of badass heroes. No one is denying that. From guardsmen who punch above their weight and save the day despite the odds stacked against them, all the way up to the godlike Primarchs whose actions can twist.
Yo, we actually got a I was actually going to check out like a Jagged Eye, whatever his last name is. I was going to check out you know, his video or whatever, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna just check out this video, and we might actually do this his video about Majorkill's video about him tomorrow.
The fate of the galaxy altogether. Grimaldus is one such hero, a legendary Black Templar who held the city of Hell's Reach against a horrifying endless tide of orcs. It was quite literally the last stand of all last stands. But Grimaldus has two things that set him apart from all the other badass heroes. Firstly, his story was interesting before Hell's Reach and continues to be after it. And the big one, he has a feature-length movie on YouTube which shows off his epic last.
Oh, so we actually reacted to this to the Hell Reach movie, y'all, but like it was kind of like broken up in like 10 to 20 minute like type of like, you know, length and stuff like that. So but we actually did react to the Hell's Reach movie, y'all.
Stand linked below, highly recommend. But as I said, Grimaldus is more than just the hero of Hell's Reach. He has fought in various conflicts outside of that.
I know this,
y'all.
y'all.
Been involved in some pretty interesting and engaging lore. As such, it's time to tell it. Time to get to know Grimaldus as more than just a hectic orc slayer.
Alright, let's go.
Before we get started,
yo, and that's why I like him too, bro. Yo, he get rid of these bum orcs, bro. That's why I really like him. Now, I don't know if y'all actually seen the Hell's Reach, like my Hell's Reach reaction, y'all. I'm pretty sure it's in a playlist. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is back when I was like, you know, actually organized. But y'all actually want to see like the whole playlist of me reacting to the Hell's Reach and stuff like that. It's in a playlist on my channel. It's about what 13 or 14 videos, maybe 15. And yeah, so that's why I really like him, you know, because bro, he was getting rid of these orcs, bro. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure he had like 4 nukes. He had like what, like 70 to 80 kills of these orcs, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I kind of like him.
You know the that Google extended as you this video. Bet you didn't know his first name was Merrick, did ya? Was a legend very early on.
Merrick? That's actually not a bad first name. I'm gonna be honest with you.
In his career, he proved himself in dozens of battles and absolutely soared up through the Black Templars hierarchy, finding himself to be the youngest ever sword brother that has ever lived. A sword brother obviously being someone whose mother fucked a sword and gave birth to twins, one twin taking upon their mother's humanoid traits whilst the other twin comes out as a sword. Hence, you know, sword brother. Brother of a sword. Oh yeah, and they happen to also be a part of the revered First Company. From there, his zealous faith in the Emperor, as well as his ability to eternally crusade the shit out of the enemy, got him promoted to a chaplain, a role that is highly revered within the Black Templars, as they are one of the only Space Marine chapters that see the Emperor as a god, which, you know, to be fair, he kinda is a god at this point, so that's a pretty valid mindset. But
also, like to somebody who's like new to Warhammer, it's so crazy how because at first I thought that like the Emperor was like the god of Warhammer, which technically he is, but it's so crazy just to figure out that like, or not even figure out, but it's so crazy just to listen to like multiple legions or whatever, like look at the Emperor, like not look at the Emperor as a god. You get what I'm saying? Because at first, whenever like I first hopped into like this whole setting and stuff like that, y'all, like I thought the Emperor was like, I thought he was Warhammer's god, bro. But like listening to everybody else, listen to like a lot of these legions and stuff like that, like just blatantly disrespect the Emperor and like, you know, not go along with him and stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of confusing because you don't know who really like looks at the Emperor as a god or whatever. Not that it matters, but at the same time, like it's rare to hear somebody that's fully like put their faith in the Emperor and stuff. You get what I'm saying? So it's not really confusing. It's just like that's what I thought at first. I thought that everybody and anybody was just worshiping the Emperor as like the actual like god or whatever, but turns out a lot of people actually don't even worship him like that.
Here's a fun fact: the chaplains were a position created by the Emperor to make sure the Space Marines within each legion remained secular and atheist. So a bit ironic there. Marines within each legion. The chaplains were a position created by the Emperor to make sure the Space Marines within each legion remained secular and atheist. So a bit ironic there.
I'm gonna say that's kind of hypocritical. Like, what do we see? It's stuff like that, which I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you created a whole position. You created a whole, like, basically, if I don't know, bro, the chaplains, they're basically like general managers to these Space Marines. So you basically created the whole position just to keep these guys from believe in any god or whatever, but you want them to believe in you. That's very like, I don't know, that's very like that's like hypocritical.
Eric has been shot, stabbed, clobbered, fisted, and fucked dozens of times, nearly dying more times than I've woken up with morning wood after I dream about Jessica Rabbit.
Yo, y'all are down bad, bro. I've never, yo, and
It
what's
makes
this
sense.
picture,
He
yo?
is
Why
a
was I
zealous
still paused
religious
on it?
leader of a hyper-aggressive group of sword-loving space marines who genuinely believe the Emperor is guiding their every move. Of course, they're going to forego standard battle tactics in favor of hectic melee charges at enemy gun lines. And the fuck thing is, because it works, it justifies the tactics, so they keep doing it. Grimaldus probably feels fucking invincible by this point. With an impressive battle record and an amazing skill for public speaking, Grimaldus was chosen to become the High Chaplain upon the death of its previous occupant. So as you can see, Hell's Reach wasn't Grimaldus's baptism by fire. He was already a chapter legend before his epic last stand. But yeah, it definitely didn't hurt to be a chapter legend, then also fight in one of the most epic sieges ever. What's above a legend? Before that epic last stand, there would be one more notable event in Grimaldus' life that's worth mentioning. The world of Varadon, yes, very generic, was under siege by the Tyranids. The Shadow Wolves chapter swore to fight to the last to defend their homeworld.
Yo, the Tyranids be in everybody grill, bro. Yo, they be in everybody grill like a dentist, yo. For real, no lie. Like, bro, the Tyranids, bro, like, I kind of like how the Tyranids, they're like the Warhammer's like main, not main villain, but like the main like threat that everybody has. I kind of like that, you know, because like I just feel like every like, well, not every, but I feel like a lot of like, you know, a lot of like animes or a lot of like TV shows kind of have like that one antagonist that affects everybody, even the villains or even like the bad guys. Is that one antagonist, like it reaches everybody, bro, the heroes and the other villains and stuff like that. So I like that a lot.
Hence they sent out distress beacons. Grimaldus answered. He and his strike team fought their way through to the Shadow Wolves Fortress Monastery to try save the survivors. Although Grimaldus could not reach them, he witnessed the last stand of the Shadow Wolves, with broken swords and empty bolters fighting to the last. The final Shadow Wolf held his chapter banner upright, even as he was torn to shreds, to ensure that as long as a Shadow Wolf lived, their chapter honor would be upheld. Grimaldus got a massive fucking boner watching this. He described it as one of the most epic things he had ever seen, and he hoped that his own eventual death would be just as glorious. With that experience, Grimaldus was promoted to the rank of Reclusiarch of the Black Templars, a very, very high-ranking role, basically the spiritual leader of the Templars and keeper of the chapter's sacred relics. This is why Grimaldus is so fucking pimped out with gear. It's his job. With his new promotion, Grimaldus accompanied his chapter to aid in the Third War of Armageddon. Ghazghkull had returned with an even bigger force of greenskins, and he wished to see the world finally conquered. Grimaldus was assigned to defend the city of Hell's Reach, and holy fucking shit did he defend it. His odds of success were basically zero. Like, you could run 100 simulations of the war and any commander would lose each and every time. But Grimaldus just isn't any commander though. Through his obscene lack of fear and unbreakable morale, he inspired the city's defenders, meaning the army's discipline was amazing and there was barely any loss of efficiency due to fear. He was able to convince a Titan Legion to remain in the city despite its initial intentions to leave, and he fought to gain every advantage, including convincing the Mechanicus to let him use a mega super weapon despite not having the correct incense and oils to appropriately operate it.
Bro,
Like
y'all gonna say that I'm glazing, but let me just say this, yo. Look how he did him. Like, bro, look at the 1-2 piece he just put on him.
Super weapon despite not having the correct
Block.
incense and oils to
Slice.
appropriately operate.
Look at him, bro. He got the underbite of Doomerson, bro. I was cheering it. Bro, I was jumping up and down like my favorite team just scored a touchdown, yo. Yo, when these orcs was going out bad, bro, oh my goodness, bro. Yo, I loved every bit of it. I loved every second of it. Yeah, bro, I did.
Like I said, the details of Hell's Reach are covered in a video I've already made,
Yep,
or if
another
you've got
one.
a couple hours, I
Picked him up like these. Picked him up with the sword.
highly recommend watching the fan-made feature-length movie on it. Long story short, after months of hectic fighting where millions of orcs had died and the defenders had been reduced to about 10% of their original fighting force, Grimaldus leads a last stand in the city's main chapel. The orcs rush in and one by one Grimaldus' brothers die. Grimaldus fights on, and none of the guardsmen with him break or flee. There was a fuckload of awesome one-liners during the siege, most of which came from Grimaldus. One of my favorites is, I have dug my grave in this place, and I will either triumph or I will die.
Yo, but how did
could
he
you
survive,
hear that
though?
Then retreat? It's literally impossible. As the last of the defenders got overwhelmed, the chapel collapses, killing everyone, except Grimaldus. After a day of being buried alive, Grimaldus claws his way out of the rubble as the sole survivor. He is also able to save a few of the chapel's precious relics, and now has a trio of servitors that carry them around for him. The orcs had been beaten, not because the Imperials had killed them all, but because they had been held off long enough for the Season of Fire to begin.
Let me just say this real quick. Yo, he is the definition of, like, plot armor. This is, like, he's literally the definition of, like, yo, no matter what you do, bro, you could drop a whole planet on this character. Somehow, some way, bro. Yo, his hand gonna pop through the dirt like the Undertaker, yo. Yo, you cannot get rid of him.
Season of Fire is a weather event on Armageddon that makes a lot of the planet inhospitable, so you can't really siege during it. Grimaldus was declared the hero of Hell's Reach, as if there was only one. Now that is where his tale ends for a lot of you, but that is not where it ends for Grimaldus. Have you heard of the Celestial Lions? A chapter of brave and morally sound Marines with a fucking awesome paint scheme. They spoke out against the horrifying actions of the Inquisition, even going as far as to report the Inquisition for crimes against humanity to the Lords of Terror. As such, the Inquisition, responded by causing the death of the entire chapter. Obviously, they couldn't just fight them. However, when the Celestial Lions were fighting on Armageddon, everything went against them. Their equipment malfunctioned, their leaders were assassinated by crack-shot orc snipers, which, you know, for some reason look suspiciously like Vindicare assassins. After a short while, they had lost half their chapter in these skirmishes, losses dozens of times higher than any of the other chapters.
Wait, let me see. At first, I was like, I don't like that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I see the vision. I actually see the vision right here. This is actually pretty hard. Because, yo, I was looking at it at first glance. I'm like, ew, what is this? But then I was like, hold up. Yo, I actually see, yo, I like this, yo. I see the vision. You got the gold with the light blue on with the, okay. You know what? Not bad. Okay. That's not bad.
They were tasked with attacking an orc base that housed numerous gargants that were not yet completed. They did so with their final 500 Marines, the last half of their chapter. Yet when they charged, the gargants woke up, thousands of orcs lying in ambush emerged, and those pesky crack-shot orc snipers returned. It was a massacre, with very few lions escaping. The escaped lions were then targeted again, with their last remaining apothecary getting assassinated via a las shot to the islands in Imperial-held territory. Clearly a very sneaky orc, likely painted in purple. A few of the lions wanted to reach Grimaldus. He was a noble paragon of justice. They knew their chapter was doomed, but they wanted the truth of their betrayal to be known to all. Hence they recorded a message and sent a couple lions to deliver it to Grimaldus in person. Except they never made it. Their ship crashed and killed all those on board. Despite this, Grimaldus recovered the ship and the message, and he saw that they had been betrayed. As the Black Templars and Celestial Lions were both sons of Dorn, he swore to uncover what had happened to them. He even asked his Lord Helbrecht and was given permission to abandon the pursuit of Gazkul so that he could stay on Armageddon and Sherlock Holmes
sliding for them, boy.
That's
hey,
how dedicated.
Yo, that's one thing that I like about this dude's character, bro. Yo, he gonna slide for him, bro. If he's on your team, bro, he is going to slide for you, bro. He's gonna be there, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I like that a lot.
To justice our boy is. He finds the few surviving Celestial Lions, and they basically tell them that they have accepted their fate and wish to have an epic last stand. Grimaldus is like, well, it's probably a better idea to go back home and rebuild your chapter, but as a bit of a last stand connoisseur myself, I can appreciate why you'd want to do that. The Lions and Grimaldus discuss the treachery of the Inquisition, and Grimaldus decides that the Lions must live on. After all, their paint scheme is just too good. But the Lions are stubborn, and they tell him they're going back to where their brothers were killed against the orcs to die alongside them. Grimaldus is in a pickle. The Lions must not die, yet they are going to their death. The Lions must not die, so Grimaldus will save them. Utilizing his authority, rank, and reputation, Grimaldus brings a force of Armageddon Steel Legion gunsmen to aid the Lions. He also brings his massive fucking balls, and he swears to fight by their side. The battle was epic. Steel Legion, Black Templars, Celestial Lions, Orc Gargants, all in a pretty tight valley. One thing about himself that Grimaldus doesn't like, but he can't really help it, is the fact that he is such an attractive target for orcs. He is decked out in sweet-ass gear, and his reputation is legendary, so it's no shock that the orcs warboss charged him.
I mean, yo, even the most drippiest people of all time, bro, especially like in Warhammer, or especially in real life, But when you really got that drip on, bro, you really attract, like, you know, yes, you're gonna attract all like the pretty women and stuff like that, but you're also gonna attract some haters, bro, some bums. You're gonna attract a lot of, like, you know, haters and a lot of, like, you know, diabolical just demons that want to attack you because you're just him, or like, you know, you just look a certain way, and it's sad, you know. It even happens in Warhammer. It is what it is. Like, what you guys think? Yo, Vulcan, bro, he gets hit on all the time, bro. Women's like, oh my god, who's that? I'm like, yo, that's the that's the big V man. I'm like, oh well, who are you? Like, you look just like him. Are you like, who are you? I'm like, you know, TBD. You know, I'm TBD. You know, to be determined. But to be honest with you, like, what's your number? What's your Instagram? Listen, I don't want to give out my whole game, but like, bro, that's literally how it is. You know, when you really got that drip, when you really got that sauce, when you're really handsome, bro, like, listen, I know, like, I don't got a fresh cut right now, but I still look amazing. Like, I think I still look cute. Like, when you still, like, humbly though, I say this humbly. I'm not saying that I look cuter than like every man in the world. Like, but like, I think I look handsome. I think I look cute. I just need like a little cut, whatever. But you know, like, when you really got that, bro, and like you really can't lose it because it was put into you, like you were, you know, like you came out the womb looking really good, like when you got that type of like swagger and stuff like that, bro, you're gonna attract a lot of, you know, amazing people that want to be around you, but also you're gonna attract a lot of demons too, y'all. So like, just keep that in mind, okay? Just because you look good, it's not you know you're gonna attract good. You will attract bad people as well, you know. It's just your job to determine who's bad and who's good, you know.
The duel was intense, but this was one of those fuck you war bosses that don't really die. Grimaldus was beaten down, but then the last remaining lion stepped in. The lion fought the orc like a demon, impressing even Grimaldus. However, the orc was just too strong. It tore off the lion's arm, then sliced off his leg. Grimaldus jumps on the war boss's back and he pulls its head back, exposing its neck. With a bang, the severely disabled lion shot the warboss in the neck, causing its head to pop off in a messy fashion. Grandmaster Helbrecht, having delayed the Black Templar's pursuit of Gazkal, arrives, landing dozens of Black Templar drop pods in the battle, who proceed to slaughter the leaderless greenskins. The mangled lion was like, fuck dying, Grimaldus, help me up. Hence, Merrick helped up the last surviving Celestial Lion as the battle was won. Grimaldus had saved the Celestial Lions. With an augmetic leg and arm, equipped with ancient gold Imperial Fist hero armor from the Black Templar's relic room, as well as the polished skull of the warboss he had slain, the new chapter master of the Celestial Lions bade farewell to Grimaldus. He would travel home with the gene seed he had recovered from his fallen brothers, and begin the slow process of rebuilding his chapter. The Lions, in their fucking dope-ass paint scheme, would live on. Grimaldus would then follow his chapter in their pursuit of Gazkal. During the current shenanigans with the fall of Cadia and the opening of the Great Rift, Grimaldus hasn't featured much, but we know for certain that he's recently crossed the Rubicon Primaris to become a Primaris Marine, all with a fancy new model. With all the demonic shit happening in the galaxy, religious zeal is at an all-time high. In Hell's Reach, a cult has started that is dedicated to Grimaldus, seeing him as an extension of the Emperor. They gather around the chapel where he had his last stand, and they burn people that they think are heretics. Most funny of all, they will
that they think? What you mean? That they think? So, like, what if you're not a heretic, though, and you get burnt to a crisp? So, like, what that mean?
Graves and random spots in honor of Grimaldus's dope as fuck line, "I have dug my grave in this place and I will either triumph or I will die." It does make me wonder who told them about it though, considering Grimaldus was the sole survivor. It would be pretty funny if when he was recounting what happened, he was like, yeah, and then before the orcs attacked, I was spitting these fucking sweet one-liners, and then he just lists all the cool shit he said. I'd probably do that if I was him. Regardless, the tale of Merrick Grimaldus is far from over, and I for one am excited to see what he does next. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support
shout out boy man Majorkill for this one, man. Oh, I stuttered on the outro. That's for like the first time in forever. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Man, you guys did enjoy, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Majorkill. Also, man, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Other than that, man, I'm saying, and bye everyone.